But let's start off at the beginning then. It's Varsity Shield, and let's take a look there at the results in the Varsity Shield. It was a solid win there for CUT, 36 points to 12 over FNB Fort Hare, and of course a great win there for UWC, 36 points to 13. That's exactly what we were looking for, good win there. Why don't we take a look at the highlights now from the match between UWC and KZN. Good win for them there. Let's see what happened.
Let's catch the Rugby That Rocks magazine show.
Solid result there for UWC. Jerome, Freddie Miller, is it Lionel van Vollenhoven, playing out of their socks?
Yeah, Freddie moved to fly off this week again and showed some class there. I mean, we all know he's a scrum half, but as well as good at number 10. And again, I think it's the third time this year that he's been man of the match. So it doesn't matter where he plays, he's just one of that players with the natural talent.
Well, I think he's obviously his mom must be happy. He's getting more of those roses, and he's got more pair of pink shorts now than anyone else.
Yeah, no, definitely, JP. He's really, I don't know. They say real men wear pink.
I don't know. Morgs, do you wear pink?
James, I'm a fun wearer of pink, so yeah, I'll go with I'll go with your statement. Yeah.
No, but let's go back to Freddie. I mean, I honestly think that he must be the chip and kick. Or the chip and chase master of rugby.
Yeah, definitely, JP. He's spot on, and you know, as a coach, you say if you kick, you must definitely win the ball back. So he's one of the guys that can kick, and you know that he'll win the ball back, either win it back or score.
But in that case, his backline obviously knows exactly what he's going to do. He's chipped up and they're racing it through. I mean, this should be, considering defensive skills are so tight now, it should be one of the new moves. I'm surprised that more coaches aren't doing it. Either a grabber and chase or a chip and chase.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, that's a plan move because we needed that bonus point try and the defense was tight. So that's a plan move to grabber or chip it. And I mean, he chipped it and then we went through and score. And if we saw last week the Crusaders against Stormers, 2 tries with grubbers, and it's difficult to defend that.
And obviously, Morgs, let's go to you. I mean, you play in the back line, you're a centre. How do you know? How do you get that communication right between your scrum half, your fly half? When is it that you break the line to chase that ball?
Look, James, it's often the decision lays with the fly off, and it's often in teams. What teams do is they have a call for it. So some teams will call it whatever it is, or
So you're expecting it. You're ready for it.
But yeah, I mean, look, you get the fly offs that play on instinct, that will just do it out of natural instinct, and then also if you're a cohesion that sort of a cohesive backline that's played together for a while, that understanding is there. That as soon as you feel the defense is pressurizing you, as soon as you feel it's tight and there's no one at the back, then it's often a sort of an instinctive thing that everybody can read. So yeah, it happens often, but I mean that's a weapon that it's underused, and really powerful. And I see Freddie's been using it and it's coming off for him.
Let's take a look now at the logs in the Varsity Shield and see who is standing where. Well, there we see CUT's on 32 points. They're in first place, and in second place, UWC. They've managed to fight themselves back to the top. UKZN on 16, Fort Hare's on 15, and TUT is on 8 points. Well, great to see there that UWC is back in the mix. There was a little bit of a hesitation. This means that next week, Monday's game is going to be so much more spectacular. Jerome, this is now the fight for the semi-finals.
Yeah,
for the finals.
Definitely, JP, because next week against Fort Hare, it's a semi-final for UWC, and you know, as Mr. H was saying last week, just coming back to that point, that asked me if there's a possibility that UWC can end last. So I don't know if it was a positive or negative. I just wanted to ask Mr. H what this.
It's time for us to take an ad break. We'll take an ad break. We'll come back. We'll start taking a look at the Varsity Cup, and we'll also take a look at some of the fixtures coming up in the Varsity Cup and Shield shortly. Back with you guys in a mo. Another exciting week of rugby here in Western Province, and that's what we're looking for, exciting running rugby. Let's take a look now at the results in the Varsity Cup. More excitement there, and this is what we're looking for you to get out and enjoy those entertaining Varsity Cup and Varsity Shield games. Fort Hare, at least not Fort Hare, UWC, UCT and Marty's are your local guys. Staying there at the logs then, or at least on the results, it's UJ drawing with Shimla's, 26-all. Marty's, well, it was a close one for them, 37-34 over Pucker. NMMU, 13-7 over Tux, and FNB UCT, a 10-point win, 50-40 over FNB Wits. Yeah, that's what we were looking for. UCT slowly starting to make a comeback. Let's look at some of the highlights in the match between UCT and Wits. Good result there for UCT. That's what they were looking for. Jerome, what is it that made them come back here? I mean, they beat Wits 50 points to 40. Obviously, something's going right for UCT.
Yeah, I just think on the day, JP, it's just the bounce of the ball because they were unlucky in a few games.
Yeah.
And also in the beginning, they had lots of injuries. So I think the guys in that position now, of the injured guys, they settle in their positions now. And I mean, if they start to run and things just happen for them, then they can be dangerous. So it's good that they sort of bounce back now.
Morgs, what makes a 90-point game?
Look, James, I think, I see the wind was howling down in Cape Town. So obviously, I mean, that's an important factor is that they're obviously two big scoring halves, if you want to call it that. But also, I think, UCT are known for open flair, open rugby, and they spread the ball wide. And bottom of the table clash, let's be brutally honest. I mean, both teams have nothing to lose. So it's literally a case of throwing the ball around and sort of, trying to get some points on the board and trying to get their first win, which UCT happened to get.
So this is, I mean, you got to ask yourself this question then, considering that UCT had a couple of injuries, they lost their captain. How long does it take you to start coming back and settling into it? Jerome, I mean, with Levi Woodendal out, and then there were a number of injuries, and we were saying UCT is going to have an easy run in the league. It looks like they're starting to get back into it. And
yeah, JP, that's why I say like the injured guys really was a big blow for UCT. And the guys that coming in their place now, they settle in, because a lot of time when you do your runs and you do your plays, you mostly concentrate on the starting 15 or 22 guys. So the other guys are normally just come in for 10 minutes and do a few plays and things like that. So now they're in and doing all the plays and doing everything. So that's why they settle down now and get the things going now.
Morgs, in a case like that, you've obviously got a lot of second team players coming to the first team. How long does it take them for them to adjust?
Look, I don't know what UCT systems are like, but generally what often happens is the first and second teams will play the same patterns and the same game plan. Because of those, if they get 2 or 3 injuries at the top, the guys that are filling in have been running the same moves and running the same plays. So I don't think it'll be too hard. I think maybe just, with UCT and it being the Varsity Cup and, the sort of lack of experience with UCT also having lost a lot of players to the Vodacom Cup, I think it was a big step up for these guys that have never played Varsity Cup, coming from second to, I call it second team club level. It's a tough one to big boots to fill, Levi Odendaal was the captain. So the guys that came in there obviously had big boots to fill, and it looks like they're getting it right now. Unfortunately, a little bit too late. But it bodes well for next year.
Mr. H, again, another reason why you need depth in your clubs, and the clubs with depth are going to be successful.
Yeah, and it is so, like Morgan said, when you go into the first team match for the first time, you have a lot of jitters.
Yeah.
You're not used to playing there. You're not used to the atmosphere. You were sitting on the sideline, but you were not in there. It makes a big difference when you actually run out with the team as a chosen one.
And again, you need to start looking at the juniors. You need to make sure that your under-20s are in the mix. And I think this is one of the reasons why Western Province is so adamant about making sure you can't play in the league structures if you don't have an under-20 team.
Yeah, this year I think Western Province will have 40 up to 60 under-20 sides that are playing in leagues, and that if you look at the stats and the things, that is where you see the growth. Those clubs know that they must have under-20s. So they go out and they look for under-20s. And it makes the club strong. Yeah,
let's take a look now at the logs in the Varsity Cup. And there we see, of course, Marties are in first place on 33 points. Tuks are on 22. UJ on 21. NMMU on 21. Pika 21. Shimlas 16. Ikes are second last in the log on 7. Has not been a good season for them. They're on 12 points. And Wits are on just 2 points. Let's take a look at the fixtures, and we'll see coming up now over the on Monday the 25th. We'll see it's in the Shield. It's CUT against TUT, and UWC take on Fort Hare. Right, folks. Of course, that's the game that you want to get to. You want to get down to UWC this coming Monday. It is a massive game for them. Of course, this will be now the determination of the semi-finals, or at least who's going to be going into the finals. So CUT against TUT, one of those will come out as a winner. UWC against Fort Hare, a home game for UWC. Jerome, it's a massive match. This is what they're looking for. This is what they've been waiting for. This will determine the finals. I think folks must, of course, remember that the Shield kicked off a week earlier. So these are the semi-finals, whereas in the Varsity Cup, we'll take a look at those fixtures in a minute. They're a week behind to see who will go into the semi-finals. But UWC, home ground advantage. They've got the crowd behind them. They're looking potentially at a finals in the Shield.
Yeah, definitely, JP. The next Monday is very important for UWC. And I know that also important for Fort Hare. And Fort Hare's got a few supporters here from the Eastern Cape studying at UWC. So I think it's going to be a big game for both teams. And I think whoever win there, hopefully, I know that the UWC guys are confident that they're going to take it. Then there's an opportunity. CUT haven't lost a game. So it's by time that they lose a game. So if UWC win, then the chances are that they win the competition.
And of course, if they win with high enough points, they could be looking at a home final.
They potentially can, JP, but then you need to really up the points.
Yeah.
And but they can, but it's just the guys at UWC just say like they were a bit down, and now it's just to get into the final.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the fixtures now in the Varsity Cup. And there you see it's Marties against NMMU. That is at 5 o'clock on Monday. So you can go to the Marties game, and then from there you can go straight to the Fort Hare game. And don't forget, then it's Tuks against UJ. But the home games that we're looking for is, of course, UWC. We want to make sure that you are there on Monday night. Get there. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. It is going to be entertainment galore. I'll be on the side of the field trying to get you to get behind your team, because certainly one thing that you can see is when the crowd there at UWC is behind the team plays so much better. So book the night, 7 o'clock kickoff at UWC to go and watch your hometown Boykies. Jerome.
Yeah, JP, you're always on the side of the field, but you don't help a lot.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Look, I try my best.
No, what I'm saying
Is Jerome saying that you must take the Segway and tackle people, or
right,
is that?
Because he's I know he can't run that fast, but you know he drive that car on the field, that small thing with 2 wheels. So maybe JP, you know, that's how it is. If at the last second, for the air got a break and then the winger is there on the touchline where you normally is, you can anything can happen. You can fall in front of him.
Accidental fall on you guys. Obviously, you're talking about my scooter, but there is something else that I picked up on there, and that is that you say I can't run that fast. I'm beginning to think maybe we should have a pedal sprint off here. I'd be happy to tackle Morgan Newman with his monk beard at the moment.
I don't want Mr. Jerome pulling a hammy or something.